Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Gurok here, coming at you guys with another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker's PvP job review series. I think this is probably episode 2. This is only the second video we've made, and we're going to come at you with none other than the most recent job we've gotten to level 90, the Summoner. Now, of course, naturally, you do not need to be level 90 to experience PvP on any job, so keep that in mind. You only need to be level 30 and have access to all of the different modes of PvP, but, you know, just about at this point, everybody should know, but if you're a new player, that is something to know. You don't have to wait to 90 to PvP. Now then, let's just jump right in. Let's turn on the UI here. You're going to notice a lot of things are much different compared to the PvE version. For instance, if you've watched my PvE review of Summoner, you'll notice we are missing our pet. You don't get a pet when you're PvPing as a Summoner, and you only get a few abilities, but you'll notice we do have access to all of our primal abilities. We still have Ruin, we have Fester, and then of course we have our generic PvP abilities. We also gain Radiant Aegeus, which is nice, and I'll just go over all of those real quick for you guys right here, right now. This is not my PvP profile. Whoop. Let's bring this up here, because there are some abilities you won't see until we fill up the limit gauge, which of course is, you know, may or may not happen in this video depending on how long I want this one to be. But basically, let's just run it down real quick with the abilities first, because this is usually what takes the longest, and then I'll get into my reviews on how Summoner performs. So obviously we have Ruin. This is our just basic autofill attack. When you got nothing else to cast, this is what you cast. Crimson Cyclone, instant 15-second recast. Rush forward, hit someone for 8,000 damage and anyone else around it. You cannot use this if you are bound, so keep that in mind. If you're CC'd, you can't use it to break CC or to just keep moving no matter what. After you use Crimson Cyclone, you can then use Crimson Strike, just like you can in PvP, or PvE rather, and this is same thing. It's just damage, 12% potent, 12,000 potency to target and all enemies nearby. It does have a 5-yard knockback coming from the main target, so if you charge someone into a group and smash them, you'll knock everyone else around them back. It's pretty nice. It can come in handy. Slipstream, 30-second cooldown. It's got a 1.92 second cast time. This is kind of a bummer, if you ask me. I hate the fact that it has a cast time in PvP. It really makes it hard to use, because as you know, PvP is all about movement, and when you can't move, it causes problems, man. But nevertheless, deals wind damage with a potency of 8,000 to target and all enemies nearby it. Creates a windstorm centered around the target, dealing damage to any enemies who enter. Enemies standing within 5 yards of the storm's eye take no damage. The potency of the dot effect is 4,000, lasts for 10 seconds. You'll notice, and I'll demo this on the dummies, but you'll notice it's basically just a big circle. It's kind of a donut, right? If you're in the middle of the donut, and if you're in the donut hole, you take no damage. If you're outside the donut hole, you take the damage. It's, yeah, I don't know. it's just don't go to the outer ring. And then of course, last but not least, we have Mountain Buster. We have the Titan Clap. Deals earth damage with potency 4,000 target and all enemies nearby it, so it is an AoE. Afflicts the first target with bind and all remaining targets around it with heavy plus 75%. Lasts 3 seconds, and it draws remaining targets in towards the first target. So it just grabs everything. It goes whap. It slows everybody down. It's pretty nice. It's great for crowd control. Not great on the damage front, but it has its uses. The version of Fester that we have in PvP is a 15-second cooldown. We have 2 charges. It's an insta-cast, does unaspected damage with a potency of 4,000. However, if the target's HP decreases down to 50% or less, it will deal up to 8,000 potency damage. So this is basically something that you're going to want to use as a burst on low health targets. It makes it kind of dicey that you really only want to use it on low health targets, and the reason for that is because 9 out of 10 times anybody who gets to low health is either going to use guard, some sort of defensive cooldown, and spam recuperate, or they're going to sprint the wrath out of there. So you're not, I very rarely get kills or anything with Fester, but it can be nice. It can hit that gap sometimes. Now, what are all these other abilities going on here? Like, you know, Revelation, Scholar Flame, and Kindle Phoenix. Obviously, this is all tied to our limit breaks. Now, summoners, unlike other jobs that get 1 limit break in PvP, summoners get 2. We can either summon Bahamut, which puts us into Dreadworm trance, obviously. It summons Bahamut at whatever location we target him down on for 20 seconds. He uses Mega Flare upon summon, and then just starts smashing random targets with Worm Wave. It's basically just whoever is nearest to him with the lowest HP, he's going to start smacking them. This limit break ability itself, the summon, will actually change to Enkindle Bahamut, which causes him to use Akmorn, which is down here. Just hits a target with 12,000 potency damage and also deals damage to everyone around him. And it changes your Ruin into Astral Impulse, which is, you know, 1.4 second cast with 2.4 second recast, 6,000 potency damage. It just changes your Ruin to extra damage. Worm Wave deals unexpected damage with a potency of 6,000. I'm not exactly sure why that's on there, because that's what Bahamut is using. That's basically his auto attack, but they put it here anyway. So yeah. I honestly don't know. They also give us Mega Flare too, which I don't know why it's in here, because you don't ever see that stuff happen. It's just Bahamut summons and uses it, and there it is. Anyway, the other limit break that we have is Summon Phoenix. You enter Firebird trance, and it's the same thing. It summons a Demi Phoenix. Phoenix starts attacking everything. It uses Everlasting Flight, which you can see down here is right here. Restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members with a 4,000 cure potency for 15 seconds. Restores HP when HP falls below 25%, or upon effect duration expiration with a cure potency of 12k. So it's really good sustain. It executes Scarlet Flame automatically, which is its auto attack, deals fire damage, 4,000 potency, reduces the target damage dealt by 50% for 5 seconds. And then where is it? Let's see. Ruin then changes to Fountain of Fire, which again is just instacast, deals fire damage, smacks people. And then where is Enkindle? Here we go. Enkindle Phoenix. Orders Demi Phoenix to execute Revelation. Revelation deals unexpected damage with a potency of 6,000 to a target and all enemies nearby. Additional effect DOT of 3,000 for 15 seconds. So when your limit gauge is full, you have a choice. You can do Big Burst with Bahamut, summon Bahamut and just burst and hope you murder. Or you can summon Phoenix and you can provide some support to yourself, your teammates, and get a little burst, but not as much burst. You gotta pick and choose. Now that I've gone over the abilities, before I do any sort of like demo, just showing you like how it works, let me go over real quick what my honest opinions on Summoner is in the 2 primary forms of PvP available right now. You can see I was running dungeons earlier, don't pay no attention, and that is of course Crystalline Conflict and then Frontlines. In Crystalline Conflict, okay, Summoner is so-so. I'm gonna say they're probably B, maybe even C tier, which is a shame. It's not for a lack of power. It's not that they just don't have the damage, but compared to other jobs out there that can do the same thing with more damage quickly and just in a safer manner, you know, with the amount of immobility that a summoner has with Ruin, with Slipstream, and just only ever being able to really use their limit break, depending on which one they want to use, once every match. And that's where the summoner's main power comes from, is their limit break. I'm going to be honest with you. They can stand in the back, they can try and do crowd control with the Titan Clap and Slipstream, but let's be honest, like, you're more or less a sitting duck. You're going to be sitting on the crystal the whole time, trying to bang out some kills here and there, but it's really not going to work. You're kind of glassy, even if you juggle guard, recuperate, and radiant Aegeus, it doesn't matter. You're still just going to go down like a sack of bricks a lot of the time. It's not fun. Now, in front lines, it's a completely different story. Because as we know, front lines is just a free-for-all. It's the wild fucking west. Everybody's just all over the place there. There's no organization. It's just a bloodbath. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is where Summoner shines in PvP, is front lines. I mean, the amount of AoE, everything you do is AoE, with the exception of Fester and Ruin, like Mountain Buster, AoE. Crimson Cyclone and then Crimson Strike, AoEs. Slipstream, AoE. Limit breaks, AoEs. It's all AoE. All you gotta do is just wait for a team fight, hang out in the back a little bit, get in range, drop your AoEs down, limit break comes up. If you see there's a big group of the enemy and they're low and you think you can burst them down, drop Bahamut right onto their heads and just unload everything. And you just rack up kills. I've gotten more battle high fives on Summoner in front lines than I have on any other job. Phoenix, I don't use Phoenix too much in front lines, but I imagine Phoenix would have similar results, but more of like keeping your team alive in a pinch in order to get out, regroup, and re-engage. So I would say Crystalline Conflict, not so great. B, maybe C tier. Not really all that grand. Front lines though, if you're looking for a fun job to run around in front lines with and just like decimate, go Summoner. It's a blast. It is definitely fun running Summoner in front lines. It can be frustrating sometimes, but most of the time it's fun. It's definitely fun. So yeah, I mean, that is pretty much what I got for you as far as this goes. There's really not much else to say. I can give a demo of the abilities if anyone was curious to see what they're like. I mean, obviously we've got Ruin, we got our filler, Mountain Buster to bind them, Crimson Cyclone, drop the hammer, Slipstream, boom. You can see like I'm saying about the donut in here, no damage. Over here, damage. Fester, 8,000 because he's below 50% HP. And you can see, Mountain Buster and Crimson Cyclone both have relatively short cooldowns. And Crimson Cyclone has good range on it, as well as Crimson Strike. So you don't have to be in melee range. You can always just be like, oh, we're gonna bind you, I'm gonna charge, boom, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna smack you, well, bam, I'm gonna Fester, but boom. Fester, but boom. That's pretty much what you do as a summoner. You try to wait for a safe moment to cast Slipstream, drop it down, boom. We're just kind of waiting for our limit break here so I can show off one of them. Boom. Bam. Alright, there we go. Alright, we'll start with Bahamut. You can see here, big. Look at this. Big area. Drop it down. And now you can see you can move now, too. Astral Impulse. Boom. We're going to Archmorn. Boom. And look at that damage, man. It's out of control. There you go. Slipstream. Boom. And there you go. That's it, man. That's Summoner in a nutshell. The alternative would be, instead of summoning Bahamut, you would summon Phoenix. It would give you a little sustain, little minor protection. But that's Summoner PvP in a nutshell. You get into hot water, you'll blow Radiant Aegis. This is pretty much going to absorb like one ability, maybe two if you're lucky. Other than that, you just get your usual stuff. Purified to get rid of CC, Guard to keep yourself alive, Standard issue Elixir if you're in a safe spot and you want to fully restore your HP MP, and then just spam Recuperate to make sure you don't die. That's it, guys. So that's all I got for the PvP Summoner review and overview. Like I said, just a rehash. Simple abilities, not much going on. A lot of AoE. And Crystalline Conflict, not the strongest. Probably mid to low tier. But in front lines, tip top, man. One of the more fun jobs to play in front lines. Hands down. Really good. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, or any tips you want to throw my way, please leave them in the comment section down below. Other than that, if you want to see more content from me, if you want to follow my Final Fantasy XIV series or any of my other series, or catch me when I go live on Friday, Saturday nights, then please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.